Hello, guys, again with a new story, and this time the story is between Morocco and Jordan. It happened in two countries. It's a story of a man who married a woman for 2 years, but he never seen her face. Very interesting story, so stay tuned until you hear the details. Let's start it. The story happened in Jordan. I think it's recent, 2006 or 2005. Maybe earlier than that. There was this guy whose name is Ahmed, and Ahmed is a very loved son of his parents because he's the only son. His dad was a physician, and the dad wanted his son to be a physician like him, but he never got the grades that allow him to get to the university. In the Middle East, you have to get 100 out of 100, and it's very competitive. You have to get like the highest of the highest grades to get into schools, because the school is free. You pay a little bit money, but it's not like the Western world. It's very expensive. So it's very competitive. They pick only and choose students who have high grades and top of the top, really smart. They pass standard exams and very tough high school exams to get into medical school. His son didn't get enough grades to get into the medical school, so he got into, I think, a pharmaceutical school, which is a lower level from a medical school. The son kind of got depressed. He got involved in his video games, and he wouldn't care about school, but his dad has good income, and he was sad about his son's situation, but what can he do? And the son got really involved in this gaming thing in the gaming world, to the point that he failed his school, and he started spending a lot of hours outside the house with his friends, and he kept staying in front of the screen for days and days without even sleeping. You know how gaming addiction is to some people. I think the game PUBG came to the market back then. First time when it came and people got addicted to it. PUBG, I don't know if you heard of it or not, but it's so famous in the Middle East. It's called PUBG. His dad told him, you have to find a job. If you're not going to finish your school, just find a job and go to work. You have to support yourself. You're getting older. You have to get married, and you have to start a life. So only then his son started to go to work, and he found a job in an industrial planet or manufacturing planet. He made really good money there because he was really a good worker. But when he got worse and worse and worse in video gaming and got addicted to the PUBG game, he started missing days at work. And he was really afraid of his dad. The dads in the Middle East are in charge of the whole family. Even if you are older, even if you got married, the dad has the word in the family. He's very respected. Usually the kids listen to their dads, and so the son was really worried about his dad knowing that he missed days at work and he's not bringing money to the house or participating. Until one day work called the dad. They said, hey, your son is not showing up for work for a couple days. Is he okay? And his dad says, no, he goes to work. He never missed a day. Only then the dad went and questioned his son, and the son denied it. He said, no, I go to work every day. He told him, no, your job called me. You are not at work at all. I know you haven't been working, and I know you don't go to work. So where have you been? And then the son told him, well, I apologize, Dad. I'm so sorry, but I have been hooked to the game. I have been gaming day and night. And the dad told him, this is not acceptable. You have to go back to work. You can't do this. We need the money. And the son didn't listen to his dad. He continued skipping days at work, because he's addicted to the gaming, and he lost his job and he went back home and stayed at home with his dad, not knowing what to do. And suddenly the dad decided to kick him out of the house because it was so much drama between the son and the dad. The son decided to leave the house and stay with one of his friends until things calm down, until he finds another job. In the meantime, the dad has a stroke. He lost his job, he lost his profession, and he became broke and poor himself. Didn't know what to do. He spent so much money on getting treatments and so on. During that time, suddenly the son started sending money to his dad out of the blue. The dad would wake up one day and see really a lot of money in his bank account in the dollars. And the dollar is worth so much money in the Middle East. So the dad didn't know where the money was coming from, and he was puzzled. And the son was staying away, never talked to them. But after a month or two, the dad was starting worrying about his son and start asking his friends about him. And they told him where he is. A friend told a friend told a friend, because usually in the Middle East, everybody in town knows everybody. So they told him where he is eventually, and he asked the friends not to tell him that the dad is coming, and he knocked the door on his friend door and wanted to see his son, but he didn't see him there. So he left a message on the door or a letter and told his son, "Hey, I forgive you, please come back. I got really sick, I lost my money, I need you at home, your mom needs you, we can sort this out, please come back." And when the son got the message, he came back to his dad, and he found out that his dad became paralyzed in his head, so he cannot practice his profession anymore as a physician, because he was a surgeon. He felt so sorry for his dad and apologized, and he told him, "I was the one who's sending you this money." The dad says, "What? How are you sending this money to me?" He said, "Dad, I have a good job now, I'm working. Don't worry about it." And he came back and stayed with his parents. The parents noticed that the son is always at home. He doesn't go to work, but he still brings so much money to the family, so they were so worried about him that, and of course he will leave here and there, but he was still addicted to the gaming. He didn't stop playing the game. Eventually, the dad gave up on his son, and the drama starting again, because they thought he's robbing people or doing something illegal to get all this money. It didn't make sense to the dad. He went and asked his friend again, "Where does my son get that money?" The friend told him, "Yeah, we noticed he lived in a very luxurious apartment. He was traveling a lot. He has so much money. He was giving even his friend some money." Because he wasn't a bad kid. He was just very generous and very nice with them. He never caused troubles. He never went to the police. Nobody ever accused him or complained about him. But this amount of money that he was bringing to the house just puzzled the family. The dad asked his son, "Son, you have to tell me what's going on. I know you're a good kid. Where does this money come from?" The son told his dad, "A person is giving it to me, Dad. Don't worry about it." The dad started yelling at him again, "Are you kidding me? You think I'm a child? Blah, blah, blah." Like playing games with me, telling me somebody is giving you money for free, just like this. Who is giving you this money? His son actually was a very handsome man, so it didn't make sense to the dad, and he kicked his son away again. He told him, "You have to stop this, or you're not welcome in my house. I am not raising criminals, and you're not telling me the truth." The son got angry, and he left. He slammed the door and stormed out again and left the house, rented a luxurious apartment, lived on his own. And his friend actually came and moved in with him and shut down his apartment as a thank you for hosting him when he didn't have money. Now he's hosting his friend to save money on rent. He doesn't want to stay alone. Long story short, this money was sent by a girl who lived in Morocco. Her name is Jamila. And she was drop dead gorgeous girl. She was really, Jamila means beautiful in Arabic, and she was really beautiful. How did he met this girl in Morocco? He met her through gaming. He met her through one of the games. They talk with each other. I'm not familiar with how does that happen, but I have seen people playing games, so I know they can talk with each other even if they never met in their lives. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't know now, I'm telling you. They could talk in the game. You can choose to talk and you can choose not to talk. So that's how he met this girl. They never seen each other, but they kept talking through the phone and through the social media. I don't know, back then there was Messenger, and she sent him a picture of her. He sent her a picture of him. And they kind of fell in love with each other online, but they never met ever in their lives. With time, she gained his trust, he gained her trust, and he told her that he lived alone. He left his family because they kept bugging him about losing his job and playing the game all the time. She told him, yeah, I can send you some money. And that's how he started having all this money, because this girl ended up to be a daughter of a very wealthy man who does business with between France and Germany and the Middle East. He's some kind of a distributor between these three worlds. So she has so much money. She inherited so much money from her dad after he passed away. She has one brother and her. And that's how he was getting all this money. She was giving it to him because she was in love with him. Eventually, when his dad kicked him for the second time, she told him, why don't you come and move to Morocco with me? And he thought that's a really great idea. He is miserable in Jordan. He doesn't have a job. He got kicked out from his school. So he immediately told her, yeah, I'm gonna come in. She bought him a ticket. They met in the airport, and when they met, he didn't recognize her, despite the fact that he saw her in a picture. But the way she showed up wearing a mask, some kind of a burqa, a burqa where only the woman's eyes shows, something like that. And she asked him, is this you? He said, yes, that's me. And he said his name. I forgot the name now. I don't remember it. So this guy went with her to her house. Immediately they wrote the marriage contract. As I told you, they have to see a religious man and say the marriage contract so they can have their privacy together without committing a sin. They both had good intentions with each other, so they didn't want to start it with a sin. They were both religious people. Otherwise, it's okay. In Morocco is an open society. It's not that conservative. They could go out with each other, but with good intentions before marriage. But they felt like they know each other and they were already in love, and they decided to get married. And they really got married. And during all this time, when they were writing the marriage contract, she told him, you will live happily ever after. You don't have to work. I'll spend money on you. You will take care of me. We will have kids, but only under one condition. You will never ask me about this mask, and I will never take it off. So since he met her in the airport until they got married, he has never seen her face. Out of respect, he can see only her eyes, and she has really gorgeous eyes because she was a really beautiful girl. I think she was mixed French with Moroccan. And out of respect for her, he respected her wish, because she told him the story that she got traumatized and she's really sad because she lost her beauty after she had a burn accident. Something fell on her head. Probably it's they call it fire water, which is a see-through liquid that looks like water, but it burns the skin. I don't know what to call it in English, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. There has been a couple incidents in India and Pakistan where they throw it in the girl's face if she doesn't want to marry them, and it burns the girl's face and deformed her. So she had some of that falling on her the back of her head, so she doesn't have hair on the back of her head, and it fell on her cheeks. She's not that deformed and not that ugly, but she doesn't want anybody to see her face like that after she lost her skin, and she has really deformed the skin in her neck and side of her cheeks and the back of her hair. She lost hair. the back of her head, I mean. Anyway, 2 years passed. During those 2 years, the girl would had an agreement with her brother that after their dad's death, he would give her her share, but her brother, will take care of the assets and the business and the manufacturing and all the distribution of the products, because she's a woman and she has a house now, and they had a baby. She and the guy had a baby, and 2 years passed. During those 2 years, as I told you, that's what's all going on. She would drop a visit to work to where her brother and to where they own the manufacturing or wherever that business office is. She would drop a visit and monitor what people are doing or what's going on with the business, but she never knew what her brother was doing until one day one of the employees told her, "Did you notice the numbers are different on the papers?" She said, "Yeah, I noticed that, and I asked my brother and he told me that we lost some business here and there, and that's why the numbers are off. And one day we lost a shipment in the sea and it wasn't insured, and I told him we have to insure every shipment from now on. We can't keep this going on because we lost a lot of money." This employee, he was really honest. He told her, "No, this is not what's going on. Your brother is taking money and I'm helping him with that, but I feel so bad, and I'm afraid karma will come and hunt me because this money is illegal and I might get sick or my kids get sick, and now I'm married and I have kids and I don't want to continue doing this, but I'm afraid of your brother. I don't want to do this anymore." So the sister confronted her brother and she told him, "I know what you did," and her husband was on her side and he helped her with that, which is our guy from Jordan, the one who was addicted to gaming. He told her, "I'll help you with this and we will manage half of the company, and your brother can have half of it. He can take his half and you take your half, instead of him sending you some money here and there," which eventually she found out that he is sending her a fraction of the profit that he was making. He was even robbing his own sister. And that drama ended at that point. And what is left in their life, because they were really happy with each other, financially stable, they had the baby, the girl decided to tell her husband that she want to take off the mask, and she's so comfortable with herself. She feels the love he is giving her, the unconditional love, that she want to take the mask off, and she want to probably try plastic surgery or whatever, and she want to show him her face. And he told her, "I know how you look like already." She said, "What? You know how I look like?" He told her, "Yeah, I know how you look like, long time ago." She said, "What? How did you know how I look like?" Because even when she was taking a shower, even when the intimate time, the lights were off, she never took a shower with him. He never seen her without the mask off. That's what she thought. He told her, "Yeah, one day I put a sleeping pill in your drink and you just dozed off and you were cold asleep like a log. And I left your burqa and I saw your face. It's not that bad, dear. Why are you shouldn't never cover it. But out of respect for you, and since that makes you comfortable, I never told you this. I apologize." Of course, she didn't get angry because that was a noble thing from him. And he broke his promise, but she knew the situation, that he has to see her and it's the urge to see her. So she forgave him. She never wore the mask ever again. And the son, of course, during that time when he got married and had the baby, he went back to his dad, apologized, and the dad and his wife were so happy with the new baby and they welcomed him back, and she moved back with her husband to Jordan, and they lived happily ever after there. And that's the end of the story. It's a very unique story, and it's really a true story. It happened. It's crazy how people's lives are when we tell them as stories and have access to these stories. Until next story, take care, and please subscribe leave a like because it's going to help with the channel. And if you have any question or any comments, don't hesitate to leave one down below. Take care.